Hello, my name is Lindsey Benson Hunter IV, and I played the beautiful sport of basketball at Cincinnati State Technical and Community College in Cincinnati, Ohio. Before attending Cincinnati State, I was a student athlete at the University of Jackson State in Jackson, Mississippi. I played the wonderful sport of basketball at Jackson State. This brings me to the main point of my speech. Student athletes should be paid. Most people disagree with the statement, but I'm set out on changing those and yours minds. Do you know that the NCAA will bring in a mind-blowing $10.8 billion over the next 14 years? Or better yet, that the average salary of an NCAA coach is $1.64 million a year. Now, if you ask me, that is a lot of money being tossed around. Would you agree? Especially when there are some student athletes who cannot afford to feed themselves. The question I have is how? How can student athletes bring in so much money but not be allowed to have the slightest profit? At Jackson State, I was blessed enough to have parents who were able to send me money whenever I was in need. But some of my teammates didn't have this privilege. I have witnessed players go to sleep hungry after practicing for 4 hours. Or my teammates not being able to buy a little movie ticket after an early game that sold out the arena. I thought to myself, this cannot be right. There has to be a way to prevent this from happening. As athletes, we bust our butts in the classroom and in practice so that when the game comes, we can give fans a proper show. Now, with that being said, I have a question for you all. Name one entertainer that is not paid for their services. I'll give you a second to think. Name one entertainer that is not paid for their services. If you guessed collegiate athletes, then you are correct. We get none of the profit from selling out a game or having season ticket sales go up. But if you listen for a little bit longer, I have a solution to this ongoing dilemma. Pay the athletes. Pay the athletes. Pay the athletes. If you go to school to play a sport, then you should receive a contract and a salary. Now, I understand that there are schools that bring in more profit than others. So one might say those players should receive more money. I completely disagree with that statement. Here is how contracts should exactly be set up. All athletes should be paid the same amount. The X amount of dollars should not be anything crazy, but just enough to where the athlete can live comfortably while at his or her university. There should be bonuses in these contracts. For example, if this team makes it to postseason play or a postseason tournament, you will receive a bonus. If a player receives an individual award, you receive a bonus. This not only will help players' financial pockets, but it will allow the NCAA to keep their players at the college level longer instead of going pro early. There are many athletes who are forced to go pro early because of the lack of finances in their life situations. For example, there was a college athlete that attended a university, and this athlete's parent was diagnosed with cancer. So the parent needed treatment. The athlete had to leave school early and go pro in order to pay for some of the treatments. I believe that if we pay our players, we can stop situations like this from happening. Imagine a sports world where high school athletes could pick a school of their choice, receive an education, play the sport they love, and be able to make some money while doing it. That sounds unbelievably amazing. I know. Because I'm a college athlete. In order for this to actually happen, we college athletes are going to have to make a stand. I propose that we stop immediately participating in sports and allowing the NCAA to profit off of us. We must go on strike. Then, and only then, we will be able to make the NCAA understand that us athletes control their revenue. Also, I propose that you, as sports watchers and lovers, stop buying tickets and watching the sports. You're doing nothing but helping the NCAA. If we all take this movement seriously, we can make an historic stand and change in college athletics. Thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed and I hope you were inspired. Get the fuck out of here.
Oh my God. That was god awful.